She's a Republican who voted for you in 2020. Julie, what's your question for the president?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
I appreciate you answering this question this evening. How do you plan to appeal to women voters in New Hampshire who are concerned about the Dobbs decision and how states may change their laws?
It's such a great question, and it was such a great victory, and people are starting to understand it now. You know that they wanted to bring it back to the states, but that was probably the least important part of that victory. Getting rid of Roe v. Wade was an incredible thing for pro-life because it gave pro-life something to negotiate with. Pro-life had absolutely nothing being stuck in Roe v. Wade to negotiate with.
Is not pro-Trump.
And now what's happening, and I see it all over, deals are being made, deals are going to be made. And look, everybody that was president wanted to get rid and tried to get rid of Roe v. Wade.
You mean
for 50 years. Republicans. For 50 years, this has been going on, actually a couple of Democrats too, but for 50 years, this has been going on. I was able to do it, and I was very honored to do it. But by doing it, things are happening that are very, very positive. And I happen to believe in the exceptions, the life of the mother, rape, incest, like Ronald Reagan believed in the exceptions. But I happen to believe that. I think it's frankly important to do that, but a lot of people are
pro-choice most of your life
against that. A relatively small number. But the way I look, I think it's very important to say this. I consider the other side to be radical because the other side, under Roe v. Wade and other things, the other side, they're radical because they will. Remember the debate with Hillary Clinton? I said, rip the baby out of the womb at the end of the 9th month. They will kill the baby in the 9th month. If you look at that crazy governor of Virginia from the former governor, where he said, no, the baby will be born, and then we'll decide essentially whether or not to execute the baby.
But Mr. President, can we talk about what you would do if
these are the radical people. It's not the pro-life people that are radical.
But if you are reelected and you're back in the Oval Office and you get legislation to your desk, would you sign a federal abortion ban into law?
What I'll do is negotiate so that people are happy. But the fact that I was able, I'm so proud of it. We put 3 great justices on the Supreme Court. We have almost 300 federal judges on the Supreme Court.
So just to be clear, Mr. President, you would sign a federal abortion ban into law.
I said this. I want to do what's right. And we're looking, and we want to do what's right for everybody.
But what's right?
But now, for the first time, the people that are pro-life have negotiating capability, because you didn't have it before. They could kill the baby in the 9th month or after the baby was born. Now they won't be able to do that.
But I think this is a really important question for you to answer, because this is something every Republican, including those who are running against you for the nomination, are being asked about, is would you sign a federal abortion ban into law? And
many of them are going to give you the same answer as I am. First of all, I am honored to have done what I did. And a lot of people said in 150 years, he's now the most consequential president because he saved so many lives. And I'm honored to have done it. And because of what I've done, we now have a great negotiating ability. That's what I do in life. I negotiate. We have a great negotiating ability, and I think we're going to be able to get something done.
What do you mean negotiating ability? Because the question that Republicans have, and some of your allies on Capitol Hill say that they want to introduce legislation when it comes to banning abortion. If they send it to your desk, would you sign it?
Some people are at 6 weeks. Some people are at 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
Where's President Trump?
President Trump is going to make a determination what he thinks is great for the country and what's fair for the country. But the fact that I was able to terminate Roe v. Wade after 50 years of trying, they worked for 50 years. I've never seen anything like it. They worked, and I was so honored to have done it. We are in a very good negotiating position right now, only because of what I was able to do. And remember this, again, you talk about radicalism. People that will kill a baby in the 9th month or the 8th month or the 7th month or after the baby is born, they're the radicals, not the pro-life.
I just want to give you one more chance, though, because you did not answer whether or not you'd sign a federal abortion ban or how many weeks into pregnancy you believe abortion should be banned.
Yeah, but I've given you the answer probably 4 times already.
Which one
I'm
is it,
looking at a solution that's going to work. Very complex issue for the country. You have people on both sides of an issue, but we are now in a very strong position. Pro-life people are in a strong position to make a deal that's going to be good and going to be satisfactory for them. If you weren't able to get rid of, you wouldn't even be having a discussion. If you weren't able to get rid of Roe v. Wade which put pro-life in a dead position, a horrible position. They could kill the baby at any time they wanted to, but we did something that nobody thought was doable. And other Republican presidents, and others, by the way, they wanted to get it out. They also wanted to bring it back to the states, but bringing it back to the states is a less important issue.
But that's why
than
it's
the
the
issue
question
that we
about
just
a
talked
federal
about.
abortion ban. You did not say yes or no to
It
that. You did not say how many weeks.
It depends what the deal is. Lindsey Graham's
You did not say
a
how
good
many
man.
weeks.
He's got an idea, and a lot of other people have an idea. And I look at all the
And a lot of people will
ideas,
be curious what
I'll
your
make the right
idea is on
decision.
that. President Trump, we've got more questions to come for you tonight. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Nick, she clearly is out of her league.
Yeah, but
watching this whole time, what I'm seeing is that what I think happened, because you have to, how I look at it is that everything is a choice. They're choosing to pick her and everything, and why she's wearing white. Maybe she's supposed to be reminiscent of what Nancy Pelosi or something like that. But
she's an angel.
Yeah. So what I think is happening is that they thought, let's put him up against a young-looking woman.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
This is gonna, and then if he's yelling and going off, how is that gonna appear against a young-looking woman? Like I think this is the person that looks the youngest on the network. So this is them making a move that they thought it was all dependent on his reaction. Now that he has a more cerebral reaction instead of just flying off the handle, this person is not up to speed. She doesn't have the capabilities, not because she's a woman, but because she's young. She hasn't been in the business enough. She's not seasoned enough to have to go after somebody like this. And that's where, she thought he was going to fall by the mere asking of the question. She thought he was going to crumble. And when he had an answer, there was no comeback. You can see how shallow the plan was. They didn't have no comeback. Like, oh, what if he answers it good? Because they was assuming he's going to answer all of these terrible.
You gotta remember, just real quick, this person is engrossed in liberal CNN, MSNBC talking point. So she hear all these CNN, MSNBC talking points, and she thinks everyone is a giant got you. She never considered the alternative answer. So she said she hear what Morning Joe had to say about Trump. So she's like, I'm gonna copy the exact thing. Or I'll say Anderson Cooper, or since it's CNN, or right. So she hear what Anderson Cooper says about Trump. And she's like, man, if I say this, there's no way he's gonna get out of it. Meanwhile, Trump got like 1,000. Like they thought about every single question you answer. He has a comeback, and you guys don't. You guys don't. And from what I've seen, the issues that she's pressing her the most. I made this point earlier. I actually want you to talk more. Actually, everything they use in like Mike Pence. What are your thoughts about Mike Pence? No one gives a fuck about Mike Pence. No one cares about January 6th. They bringing up stuff that no independent will give a fuck about. See that you want anything you want to chime in on before?
Yeah. What I think, like I said in one of the comments, the biggest thing from this debate is the audience. Because if he didn't have the applause track, the live applause track for some of the stuff, it just wouldn't land the way that it would land. And the fact that he has applause and she doesn't, none of the stuff she says is almost like the entire audience is filled with his people. So I believe, like what you were saying earlier, that she is going to be attacked. I think the critique is going to be, that's going to be the critique. It's like, one, there's no comeback. And I did think, I know I'm jumping between things, but I think we're going to be getting back to the debate. I'm trying to get this in. The part about January 6th is what I wanted to fill in. They are really, it felt like she thought those questions, because she dwelled on it so much, she thought those questions were supposed to be the most devastating questions. It feels like, and that's why she tried to dwell on it, because it wasn't landing the way that it was supposed to land in practice that she had, rehearsal. So.
Liberals are stuck in their bubble. They can't comprehend the fact that most workers don't care about any of this shit. For example, January 6th, let's say you are concerned about the democracy or whatever, right? You're not going to vote for Democrats for democracy because they're not allowing debates.
Right.
Democrats are anti-democracy. The only people who don't think they are Democrats.